Hey, it's me, Tim. If you're watching this video, you're probably coming from the other video I made on my other channel where I took those three guitars back there, put the same pickup in them, and played them. Here's the reveal. Before we do any BS and talking, let's just get right into it. I'm going to show the same few minutes of video from the other video where I had obscured the guitars. I'm going to show it right now without the guitars obscured. Now, if you haven't seen the other video yet, I would recommend pausing, watching the other video so you can understand what's going on and catch up, and then come on back. Okay? Let's do it. 2, 3. Two, three. Pretty fun, huh? I have a lot of thoughts on this. Let's go talk about them. That was interesting, and I learned a little bit, and I hope that you did too. Now, like I said in my other video, and I'll say it here, like I am absolutely 100% of the camp that I think Tonewood's a bunch of malarkey, and I think that for environmental reasons, among other reasons, cost reasons, but I was a little taken aback by how different these three instruments sounded right out of the bat. Now, I don't think, again, better or worse is all subjective, and sadly, my favorite sounding guitar of the three was the reclaimed 2x4, which is sad because I made one of those guitars, so that's making me rethink a little bit. But so that makes me wonder about how, obviously the wood sounds different, but the importance of it, or maybe even what we're thinking about it, maybe we're wrong in our, maybe denser isn't better. I don't know. I thought that was really kind of interesting and eye-opening. But then there were other, and again, I didn't change any settings on the amp besides the distortion level. When I changed distortion level, some of the guitars sort of sang more than others. So all of those variables, and this sort of proves my point, is that turning the knobs is where you get your tone, and your guitar is going to interact with it. So I think that if I were to spend time with this 2x4, I could make it sound, by turning the knobs, how I want it to sound for every style. So when I go to the distortion mode, maybe I need to turn this knob and turn that knob. And we do that already anyways. So again, the wood maybe isn't that important. I thought that was super interesting. And again, I would love to do this more with more real guitars made of other woods. So if you're interested and you're in the Connecticut area, come on by. We'll just, it only takes a few minutes to pop a pickup out, and we'll pop it in, we'll grab a couple guitars, and we'll do it. It'll be fun. So that, I was surprised at how wrong I was about how different they sounded, but I feel stronger in my convictions that it is not important, and or as important as people make it out to be. So I really feel that this solidified my belief. Now, I use all sorts of different types of wood when I make guitars, and the reason I choose the wood is because of availability, accessibility, and the look is really a big part of it. So for me, the way the wood looks is dictating my guitar. It's something I have on hand that's the right size for the guitar body I want to cut. That's what I'm doing at New Perspectives Music, and I'm experimenting with, there might be some magic combination that I think, wow, these actually just really work well for the tone that I want without me having to turn this knob any more than I want to. But really it's about the looks of the woods together, because I just don't feel that, I don't think there's any piece of wood that I can't make sound good, even this. The other reason that I might not want to use 2x4s and this really soft wood is it does make it a little trickier to build the guitars. It doesn't cut as well and work as well. So that's another reason to use hardwood. But tone? So you don't have to get these really rare exotic woods from all over the world, because maple trees probably grow everywhere. Just get maple. Just get, whatever grows in your neighborhood, or whatever came in on that pallet that you have. That's all going to work. So that was the most interesting stuff. I was actually amazed at the fact that this was my least favorite guitar, because I love this guitar. It's actually like the model, the inspiration for the design and the styling of this guitar, this simple single cutaway, and the thinness of it. I've been really trying to make guitars really thin like this. This one was not singing as well as the other ones. I felt like it lacked a lot of tone compared to the Pine, which is what really surprised me. But I think that the reason for that is the setup. This guitar is set up with very, very low action, and it hasn't been set up in a long time. The frets are very, very worn. This guitar is well used, and I think that if the frets were to be sort of redressed, or some new frets are put in, and this is set up again, had a little bit higher action, it would probably sound better. So that's a little unfair, because like this guitar, I just recently built and set up, and I'm not like a great setup guy. I'm getting better at it as I go, but it's been recently gone through and set up. And then the 2x4, that neck is off a guitar I also recently made, so it's I didn't really set the 2x4 up. There's a lot of frets that are dead up top, but I put it on there, and it had been set up a little bit before, you know, whereas this guitar has been a long time since it's been touched. This was the first work that's been done on it, was me putting this pickup in today. The other thing I thought was interesting was how much quieter this guitar was compared to the other two, and I think it's that density again. Like they use spruce on violin tops and acoustic guitars. You get these spruce tops for the thin and stuff, and I guess that the soft wood resonates better. It's louder. Like the 2x4 was louder than this. Like, doesn't make sense, but it kind of does, you know. And again, all of those things can be addressed by turning a knob. Just turn the knob up if it's quieter. That's why we have this tech. The most important thing that I realized out of this was how horrible this little amplifier is. And I apologize, Line 6, for throwing you under the bus, but I bought this because I needed a little amp for my studio, my workspace here for setting up guitars and everything. And I didn't want to have some big expensive fancy amp. So I got this thing used, and I was like, oh, it's a modeling amp. It'll be fun for just doing little things in the shop like this. But man, it just does not, it doesn't interact with you at all. And now I sound like the old man that, you know, needs tubes or something. But yeah, I thought at first when I first got it, I was like, oh yeah, this will be great. But then when you actually start to try and play, not so much. So, you know, it was the right amp to use for this job, though, because it is so vanilla. And it's, you know, a 67 twin reverb. It's real easy to make anything sound good in that. And I didn't want the amp to carry the burden of this video. I wanted it to be on the pickup, you know. So, in conclusion, if you want your guitar to sound better, the first thing you should buy is a better amp. Second thing you should buy is a better set of strings and or pickup. Not necessarily in that order, because it depends on your finances, obviously. But the strings do make a huge difference. And the pickup is where like 99% of the work is being done. It's just so apparent. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be a super expensive pickup. There are some decent ones out there, like even these Illumitones. These are not expensive. I think they're like $100. I mean, you don't have to, you know, get some Sherpas to climb a Mount Kilimanjaro and and harvest the copper out of the rock or anything. I think that just about covers it. I would love to hear your comments now that you've seen both videos and the reveal, and let me know what you think. I know there's going to be a lot of people that just think this is total BS, and they think that I did, are going to have complaints with my methodology, and I understand that. This is just one of many little contributions to this. I fully welcome your critiques of the situation, and like I said, I can think of a million things that could have been done different and better, and I would love to do those. Finances and accessibility are the issues, so if you want to finance it or make it accessible, I'll do it, or do it yourself and share links here so other people can see it. Let's keep this going, man, because it's fun. Thanks for watching, and if you like this sort of stuff, check out this channel too. This is a new YouTube channel I just started where I just demo some of my guitars on some different settings through this little crappy amp, and I also bring my guitars to other musicians and have them come to me and interview them about what they're doing and how they're making a living as a musician, and have them play my guitars and give me critiques and stuff. So it's more, about music, whereas my other channel is like where I make stuff. So again, thank you very much. Be good, and I'll see you around the interweb.